Hello and welcome to another episode of The Grindbin. I'm Mike Wood.
I'm Chris Man.
And I'm Bobby Trippett.
And today we're talking about 1985's Red Heat.
Burn this podcast. You never got it. I never sent it.
It's Linda, bitch.
Hey, Bobby, I got the money.
Yeah, I made the tea.
But you're a hooker.
Get that goddamn thing out of your mouth.
Where did set it, knockers? I don't know.
Spooky got no real
Rhythm?
We're gonna play a little game, baby.
I just love fun and games. Get a little girl all hot and horny.
This is Los Angeles.
How the hell would women live? I'm horny.
And maybe Daddy wouldn't have had to kill himself because he couldn't get it up anymore.
What a shame.
It's for jacking off. Come on, just step on the gas before we get creamed.
So guys, we're here on the second week of Blairvember.
Yeah.
Another Linda in prison movie, Red Heat.
Yep.
That's all you got, huh, guys?
It's just another Linda hanging out in prison while she kills time while someone else does the dirty work to get her out.
Yeah, that's the thing about this movie is that it's just chained heat from our first Blairvember, but in East Germany.
It's chained heat with better pacing.
Yeah, here's the thing is like, I don't know how you guys feel about it. I didn't hate this movie.
Neither did I. It was a lot more likable.
Yeah, I really thought I wasn't going to like it, but I was like, it's fine.
I think it also has like, the otherworldly feel. Finally, we're not in the States anymore. It's like, oh, this is a change of pace. It's like going to like an Aldi and you're like, oh, this is different.
Yeah, I went to an Aldi the other day and I was like, this is different. I went back.
I don't know about this.
I was kind of Bronson with it because there's this shit, and I don't know if people have these around the country, but you got to put a fucking quarter in the cart to get a cart.
You unlock the cart with a quarter, and that's how they guarantee you're going to bring it back because you can get your quarter back when you return the cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that, so I just left.
Oh man! See, what I want to do one day is I want to go to Audi with Aldi, not Audi, not the dealership, but I want to go to Aldi with a roll of quarters and just move all the carts.
Yeah,
you should
just lock them in like a circle in the center of the parking lot.
And they're not prepared for it at all. They'll all flip out. So.
You're gonna put a Billy the puppet to they want to play a game.
Yeah,
just put a Billy puppet in the center.
So guys, we're having fun, but wait, hold on.
Oh, shit. You hear that?
We're not even in Grindbin Studios, and I can hear the phone. Can you guys hear that phone?
Yeah, we got evicted.
How did
we still
he get
got a
our
phone
new
connection.
number?
How the fuck? Chris, can you pick it up on your end?
No, can you, Bobby?
I don't think it's working. Mike, you want to try?
Okay. I guess. Here we go.
Hello, boys, hello.
Oh my God,
hey.
Mr. C, you found us.
Yeah.
I brought my friend, of course, the Blairvember favorite, Eddie Deezer.
Oh, God.
I'm so excited I can't even keep it down.
Oh my God. Well, yeah. What do you guys want?
Bless you. Okay, stop. Deezer, stop it. We're not... Oh, Jesus, he's been overdosing on this blue chew. He's walking around with hard-ons all over town, so it's been a real problem. But we're not here to talk about boners, are we, Deezer? It's like I'm here my pogo stick and I haven't used my feet. I haven't even used my legs to walk.
Okay, what is the point of you guys being here?
Blairvember was so and go well.
Guys, I just want to say fuck you, okay? You're not in Grindbin Studios anymore. You have this remote setup now, and the audience is going to be dropping like flies. We know that. So what we want to do is cash in before everybody's gone, and Deez and I have been discussing that in honor of Red Heat. Yeah, the Linda in prison movie, the other Linda in prison movie, which... Oh, boy. Okay. Yeah, Deez is very excited because it still has the same goods as the other Linda in prison movie, if you know what I mean, right?
The same goods?
She got both ends of the 50 in this one. That's right, Deez. So we had the idea that we're... not right now, but we've been working on it a long time, you see, that we're going to have our own Kickstarter for a new Deezen movie. And Deezen, it's you as a prison warden in a woman's prison. Tell the audience about it. Tell them it's a spectacular romp in a prison. I play the warden, then I promote myself, and I call it Corporal Punisher, and I am the executioner. But in this one, I'm more of a sexecutioner, so I strap him down to a chair, and then, things happen, and...
What in the fuck?
What just
Oh
happened?
boy. Jesus
Okay.
Christ. I think he
No,
like
no, no,
literally.
no.
I think he ejaculated himself into another realm of consciousness.
They hung up.
He's in the shadow
didn't
realm
even get
now.
the URL. They just hung up. they rim shot us and hung up.
So,
What in the
wow.
fuck
Just-
was that?
They're prank calling us now?
Jesus.
They're
Well, I
like
guess
our
be
own
on the
jerky
lookout
boys?
for-
It's like grind yankers.
Oh god.
Grind
No,
Yankees.
come on. No. All right.
Man.
Well, everybody can go check out the Kickstarter for whatever the fuck that was. Just I guess put in Mr. Crown and Eddie Deason's name, and you'll find it somewhere.
Grind
So the
Yankers,
movie we're talking about. Yeah, the movie we're talking about this week, Red Heat, 1985, Linda in Prison, Prison Part 2. It's basically, I would say, like kind of an unofficial sequel or reimagining, whatever you want to call it, of Chained Heat.
Wouldn't that be just great if it was the sequel and the second she gets done just not again or starts screaming and just like writhing?
I mean, it's pretty much the same movie. They were like,
God, yeah.
the first movie was fine, but how about we do it with the commies?
Yeah,
And that's about it.
I was
I
waiting
thought it
for
was gonna be... No, good.
for the prison warden to pull her mask off and reveal that she was John Vernon the whole time.
Oh yeah, and she's
It would have
filming.
made it great.
Yeah,
She needed a hot tub in her warden office, but at the same time, the thing I think is so funny about this movie is that it's just the ultimate Red Scare movie.
it so is. Oh my
This
god,
is made by a man who we're going to get into, not the first credited director, the uncredited director of this movie, believe it or not. There's two of them, is from West Germany.
I
So
swear
this was
the other
like a
one is
big,
not
you
my
know-
father-in-law.
So this was like a big old, middle finger to communism. And nobody's saying that East Germany was good, but man, this movie, it's great in that old 80s Red Scare style.
yeah. I'm
And,
pretty sure
really
they sell
is.
this at Checkpoint Charlie for like $1, but and you get to take a picture with it in front of like Checkpoint Charlie.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
were hoping this would be the big seller right outside of the wall of each
Yeah.
Germany. Hey, you come through and then you buy yourself a copy of Red Heat. See what it's like on the other side, right?
Pick up a red heat in the gift shop.
Yeah. So the writer and director of this movie, who's credited, is Robert Collector. I don't know if that's a stage name or not, but Robert Collector, the Collector. First movie he directed. He only did two more. 1987's Night Flyers, where a professor hires a spaceship to get to the source of weird signals from deep space. The trip is
Hires
cut
a
short, however. Yeah, hires. The trip is cut short, however, when the ship's computer gets jealous because of the captain falling in love with one of the female passengers, and the ship gets homicidal.
So it's just 2001 with
Whoa.
Yeah, or that
Okay.
Futurama episode, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
And he also wrote, he directed a movie called 2006 called Believe in Me, which is just about a guy coaching a women's basketball team.
Oh.
Nobody remembers it, and nobody should, but it had Samantha Mathis in it, so it's got that going for it. And then in 1984, he wrote Jungle Warriors, which is on the 3-disc set that I have this movie on.
Is that a Linda film?
No, it's not, but it does have Sybil Danning from Chained Heat.
Oh,
sweet.
okay.
The collection has, and this is the most embarrassing thing about it. I had to buy something with this branded on it.
Really?
Is that it's called the Mr. Skin Triple Feature. Yeah.
Please tell me that shows up on your credit statement.
Oh God. Well, it's in my Amazon
I heard you, like,
purchase history.
I got 2 palms up, so you can't go wrong.
Yeah, it did, and it features Chained Heat, Red Heat, and Jungle Warriors.
I was going for like the triple heat.
Yeah,
Heat
it should have. Because
Yeah.
there is a
man.
Chained Heat too, actually, which
Yeah.
starred what's her name, Brigitte Nielsen.
Yeah.
So got that going for it. But he also wrote 1992's Memoirs of an Invisible Man.
Oh, really?
Has anybody here seen that?
Yeah, a long
No.
time ago.
I knew it.
So-
I knew, Bobby, if there's one person on the bin that has seen it, it was you.
Yeah. Who has the lowest standards on the bin? Good old Trippy.
Because it's directed by
Carpenter.
John
Yeah.
Carpenter.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
And it stars Chevy Chase and Daryl Hannah, and Chevy Chase is an invisible man.
Oh, God.
And I'm hoping
like
it's going to
those
get the Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll go ahead. Danny McBride's currently rewriting it. So.
2019. It's going to have gonna have Chevy coming back.
Oh God. The uncredited director of this movie is Ernest von Sumer. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Nailed it.
24 producing credits, 8 directing. He directed Jungle Warriors, which is what the other director wrote. He was from West Germany, so a lot of his movies are from the 60s and 70s, were from there or Italy. Here's a few. Our Man in Jamaica in 1965. The Big Bust Out in 1972, which is a woman in prison movie where they break out.
I would have guessed that by the title.
You're right. That's the same thing.
It works on 2 levels, Bobby.
It does.
The Big Bust Out.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah.
right?
So the cover is just
shot?
a pair of breasts squeezing through some jail bars, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a real, like, a Russ Meyer type of women. You know,
Right.
that's one that Russ Meyer should have done, by the way. I can't believe he never made a woman in prison movie.
LaCroix and that, just busted
my
through.
God. It
Yes.
sets itself up right there.
What a layup.
The other one he made, I have written down, is 1987 Hell Hunters,
Whoa.
which is a Nazi scientist wanted as a war criminal, develops a spider serum that turns people into fascist Nazi zombies.
Wow.
So
A pair of-
basically, anybody that shops at Urban Outfitters.
Yeah,
Okay.
a pair
Yes.
of investigators who devoted their lives to hunting down Nazi war criminals set out to stop him. Hell Hunters.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think it'll be coming to a bin near you, but check
Nope.
it out. You know? The other writer of this movie is Gary Drucker. This is it, but he has one story credit in 2001 for the movie Domestic Disturbance with John Travolta.
Oh my God, I remember that one. Holy shit.
Did you guys
So
see that
he's
one?
apparently got... No.
I did.
Did you?
I did. Yeah, I saw it.
What'd you think? Chris, thoughts?
Well, obviously I was let down. I was like, a Travolta movie? Fuck, he's gonna kick ass. And no, dude, it was just like him, like a kid crying, and
Oh, with the name Domestic Disturbance, the only ass he'd be kicking, I'd be worried about. I would think that would be like some sort of...
right, right.
oh, man.
I thought he was gonna play like a detective, and he goes after some child abuser or whatever. And no, it was just a sob story, and it's wasn't what I thought it was gonna be.
Those are the great Travoltas, the sob story ones, you know?
Yeah,
You mean his life?
Yeah.
Where did he hit you?
So we get to the cast, guys. No introduction needed. Linda Blair.
Hey,
But
Bringing
I
it
do
as
have a
hard
little
as
bit
she
of...
always does.
oh
Oh,
man,
man. She goes about at her normal level, not too low, not too high, just right in the middle. But we do get a little bit of Savage Streets Linda in this movie, which I really loved.
yeah.
Yeah. At some point, she gets a little badass, which I'm like,
It comes in pretty late in the
Fuck
film.
you.
And I read that, yeah. I read that toward the end of filming, she actually broke her leg on this movie.
Yeah,
Oh.
apparently she broke her leg and just had to complete the film in the chase scenes in the sewer of Vienna wearing a cast.
Which would
Good for
explain
her.
why there's moments toward the end when she just gets picked up like a child.
Yeah. Okay.
And you hear the director's like, "Run, Linda, run!" And she's like,
My leg's broken.
and he goes, "Come on, it's for the movie. It's for Red Heat."
So when her boyfriend actually goes, "Can you walk?" That's an ad lib. He's asking Linda, the actress,
Can you walk, Linda?
like, do I have to carry you out of here?
So the other people I have, we got some interesting people in this movie, guys. Sylvia Kristel, who plays Sophia, or is I right, Face Tattoo. She has 59 credits, and she is most well known as the original Emmanuelle.
Yep, she did. I believe
okay.
5 of
Cool.
those.
11.
Wow.
See, I was close.
Jesus Christ.
That's counting 6 TV movies in there, Bobby. So I ran up the count, but yes, 11.
Well, why would you want to watch an
Emmanuelles.
Emmanuel TV movie? Like, you know what would make this great? Edit it for television.
Yeah. Well, Bobby, I think we know the television channel it was being showed on.
Crown
It starts
TV.
with a Senate. Yeah.
CTV.
Yeah, CTV. So here's some movies she was in because, man, they are fucking weird. 1973, Because of the Cats. A gang of wealthy ne'er-do-dos. Oh, my God.
Near to do's.
What's a narrative?
Here we go. I don't know. Okay, so here's the thing. These are all IMDb descriptions, which are written by people, a lot of them not American, because most of these movies are West German or Italian.
Hey, let's
So,
not be nationalist.
1973 is, well, I'm try. Hey, okay. Should I read it in the accent to
Yes.
give it to make it more? No.
Give some panache, you know, a little pepper on the bin.
Okay, well, 1973, because of the cats, a gang of wealthy ne'er-do-dos, I don't know why they wrote that, rape and terrorize women for fun and force their husbands to watch.
Whoa, that is something you're near to do.
So, an Eli Roth movie?
Yeah. A police detective tries to catch them, but can he break their twisted loyalty to one another?
Probably.
Dun, dun, dun. 1973, Naked Over the Fence. Rick, who runs a pinball arcade, lets a room to Penny. It may be some sort of foreign thing for rent a room. A young teacher and karate fan. Penny gets to know Lily, a singer who has just been hired with her friend Ed to act in a film. But Lily soon discovers that the movie they are involved in is nothing else but a dirty one. In disgust, she runs away from the set. Shortly afterward, the owner of the film studio is found murdered.
Ooh.
Now that sounds like an Italian movie to me.
Definitely
Fuck
does.
yeah.
You know, you're getting ready, everybo's having fun, we're filming a porno, and then somebody ends up dead.
And like the photographer has to figure it out.
Yeah. Okay, here you go. 1981, Private Lesson. An immigrant housemaid seduces a 15-year-old boy and later fakes her own death as a part of a chauffeur's blackmail plot.
Wow.
So that's a movie.
Is that Matthew Latanzi involved in that one?
No, but then she was in 1983's Private School, which is an American movie.
Yeah.
So they were like, get that girl from Private Lesson, bring her to Private School. So
It's the natural progression of things.
Here you go, 1985, The Big Bet. An older woman helps a teenager seduce a schoolgirl. So we see a trend in the movies here. 1988, The Arrogant. A waitress hitchhiking in Nevada is picked up by a man on a motorcycle. Unbeknownst to her, the man is a psycho killer who thinks he's God.
Whoa.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So we got
cool.
a God complex. Yeah. Got two more for you, though. 1988, Dracula's Widow. So she's also Dracula's widow. And in 1989, Hot Blood. Now, the description of this one, go ahead, Bobby.
Is that Dracula's Widow 2?
No. This one, though, I'm going to have to warn you. Go ahead and cover the kids' ears. After two bank robbers take hostages, one of them anally rapes the bank cashier and then tries raping the bank manager. The other robber is Ricardo, the bank president's son and brother of Julio, Sylvia's fiance. Could Julio free his fiance and the other hostages? Now, it sounds to me like from the description of that, that somebody's not interested in robbing banks. They're interested in raping.
Isn't it a trend where we've covered, not that we cover that one, but movies that end with a synopsis that ends with a question mark? That's the best.
Yeah. There's always the best.
Yeah. Is it a way?
Yeah.
Is it a way out?
Yeah, it's a way out.
Yeah, I love when the synopsis ends like a Batman cliffhanger.
Yeah. What I did find funny on that one is, though, just imagining a movie where somebody's like, all right, are we going to get the... Wait, what are you doing? Stop it. Stop raping. We're trying to rob the bank. God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
This is not who we do. This is not who we are.
So the other actor I have here, William Ostrander, who plays Michael. Only 17 credits. He was in 1983's Striker. If anybody's seen that, it's just a Mad Max ripoff.
Apocalyptic film? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, and it's Mad Max ripoff to the extreme. 1983, he was in Christine. Then he was in a movie called 1984, Mike's Murder, and then in 2001 he was in Mulholland Drive.
Oh. Still playing his character from Striker.
So David Lynch loves Striker, so he said, "Get that guy."
Who doesn't?
Gotta have, yeah. And then here we go. The last person I have is Elizabeth Volkman, who plays Einbeck, or the Warden. She's another actress from West Germany. She has 118 credits, lots and lots of West German pornos. Let me read off some.
Wait. Which one was this again?
The Warden.
Oh, okay.
She's in the
one that had
a
Lisa
lot of
lines. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, here, let me read some names to you, Chris, and tell me or not if you think they're a porn. 1971, Resort Girls. Yeah. 1971, Most Girls Will. 1972, Sex Life in a Covenant. 1972, Les Sex Shop. I love the name of that one. 1972 Nurse's Report.
They could go either way. That could be like,
Well, I got the description for that one, Chris. At the St. Martin Hospital in Munich, these nurses are underpaid and overworked. The only variety is having sex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With each other or with the patients?
I don't know. I assume all around,
I guess we're going to have to watch and find out. Everybody, tune on in.
1973, Housewives on the Job. 1973, Love in 3D. And 1973, The Sensuous Housewife.
Oh,
and then one more person in the cast.
She's got
Sue Keel, who's the one of our leads, actually playing Hedda. Had appearances in Repo Man and in Down and Out in Beverly Hills. But most importantly, fancied herself a singer back in the 70s. And I have a little clip for you guys if you want to hear it. This is only released on a 45 in Australia. Here's from 1979, Sue Keel with Julia.
Julia, you set the standards for me. Walk to your door, begging for just to be more. And Julia, I couldn't do much better than you. Said so yourself. Wouldn't want anyone else. And well, I can't live without your love. Well, I can't live without your love. Well, I can't live without you, Julia.
Bobby, I really say I did appreciate the Casey Kasem intro.
Yeah.
It's fucking ponderous, man.
Fucking ponderous.
Also, she should definitely have sung a song in a movie instead of Linda.
I feel we've been robbed of the duet. I mean, it would have been perfect for this film.
Oh,
God.
no.
God. The fucking co-headlining tour? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Because we all want, as Linda sings, I will remember. Like, oh, that's perfect, Linda. Right in the middle.
Are you ready with your part, Sue? Julia.
Because the thing is, like, we talked about the WB Blue and the Bean or bailout last episode, right?
Yeah.
And you guys were like, did Linda sing that song at the end? And during the episode, I'm like, what are you talking about? So upon editing and listening to that song, I laughed going, come on, really? You would think Linda could hit that note?
There's no way.
Stop it.
No, I didn't believe that. Fuck no.
I believe it.
But I never noticed that song at the end of the movie was an actual theme song. Because it does say, WB Blue and the Bean.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, this is
that was all the rage back in the day. Like when we got the Maniac Cop rap.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Which I famously forgot. Oh, no, I did play that at the end of the episode. There was one it was Freddy's Nightmares. I didn't play the Freddy rap. And Bobby was very
so pissed. I'm still mad. Why you got to bring that up?
You know what? We'll just play it right here.
Elm Street's the place. You got the time. Listen to this. Yo, bust the ride.
Fred Krueger the myth, or Fred Krueger the man. It doesn't matter because I'm still rapping about him, understand? So sit back, check, I'm gonna bust the rhyme. Grab a hold of your face, it's Krueger time.
It's time for Freddy. See, I'm a popular guy. If you don't know yet, you're gonna find out why.
Oh, man.
There, we give it a little taste.
That was great. Thank you.
Bobby. So, guys, we get into the movie. As Bobby was telling us before recording, the trailer for this movie is entirely just in soundtrack. There's no audio or no dialogue.
Sweet Tangerine Dream.
They're just selling that fucking band, and I love it. God damn it.
Yeah, so we haven't really mentioned it, but the soundtrack for this movie is done by Tangerine
most famous
Dream.
for doing the soundtrack to Legend.
And I was shocked that they would actually do this movie. They're like, we got to get him for Red Heat. They must have blown the whole budget on that, I guess.
Like us, they were just excited about Linda.
Yeah, they're big Blair Vember fans, so they're like, anything Linda does, we'll do it.
They were promised she was going to sing on the song with them.
Well, that's when they said, no, we won't do it. And they're like, no, she won't sing. Don't worry about it. So, guys, we get into the movie
already in progress.
The full title of this movie is Red Heat, Unschulden Ketten, which translates to Innocence in Chains. So I just thought that was weird that they put that. Yeah. Ew. And you think everybody, all the German-speaking Americans in the movie theater must have been like, oh, I got it. You know, all one of them. So what we get is a lady, she's packing up her briefcase and she like sneaks out of the Kremlin or some shit is what I write. Because I don't know if I don't know what country we're in at this point, you know?
Yeah, I was like, ooh, is this going to be like an espionage thriller? And Linda's going to be like a spy doing secret agent shit, you know?
Chris, that's an idea. Why don't we give Linda something interesting to do other than being just a girlfriend? Which is what she is in like half the movies we've covered.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. Because this lady's a communist, right? Or like she is kind of a communist and she has red hair, which I thought was great irony, you know. I just call her Red Lady.
All females in Russia have red hair.
Yeah, I called her Red Lady because she had red hair and she was
even after we met our villain of the story.
Yeah, I call her Lingerie because she's the only woman that gets to wear lingerie in prison, apparently. Which I thought was very weird. So this guy, okay. Anyway, she's coming out of this, the East Germany Kremlin or some shit. And somebody in a car is like following her, and then two guys run out, and then they bring her in a car, and then somebody else stops that car, and then takes her in their car at gunpoint. And I'm just what the fuck?
I'm already having trouble following this German spy movie.
Yeah, and then this other guy drops Red Lady off with a briefcase near some military checkpoint, and then she runs off into the woods. A helicopter shows up to pick her up. There's like a bunch of soldiers everywhere, and then they come, but the helicopter picks her up anyways, and then they
pin the monkeys flying the helicopter.
I thought this was like the most elaborate 3-card Monty to like switch around someone so that they don't get detected. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because I'm also, one, where's Linda?
Yeah.
2, why the fuck did they have her get picked up in a helicopter in the middle of a fucking war zone?
Is that going to draw more attention?
Yeah, it's like, okay, so you have a helicopter. You couldn't find like a better field? Like you can pick the one with all the fucking red spies in it? You know, like
go to the field where all the bodies are already buried. The ones are just decaying in public from lack of food.
But she gets away. So, you know, these Germans, real fucking pushovers, by the way, because you could just fly a helicopter in and pick somebody up. They got shit. They were shooting at the helicopter, but they had those communist bullets, so they just bounced right off.
Holy shit, Mike. So do we know what part of Russia they are in during these scenes?
Chris, they're not in Russia. They're in East Germany.
Oh, fuck. I misunderstood the beginning of this movie. I thought for some reason they were in Russia for some reason.
Well, because you hear the word red, you figure it's the Red Soviets. No, we're in East Germany.
Okay.
No, truth told, I thought this was Russia till like the third act.
Yeah. Same.
You know, guys, I would also say I did think it was Russia.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're in Germany? Oh.
Yeah.
That's right. There was a wall. So here come the boys is what I write, right? Because we cut to 3 guys in uniform. They're just running around this airport. And they're like, oh, what are we doing? And they're like,
Mike Dick Burns too, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah. They're here to, quote, check out his woman. Is what they say. I'm like, all right. Then we get our girl.
Hello, boys. She walks up.
She's going through customs, and she just smiles at the camera, and she goes, they're like, why are you here? And she goes, I'm getting married.
And they're like, congratulations.
And she goes, I hope he thinks so.
Yeah.
And it's like, Linda, come on, self-esteem. The fuck?
You can keep a little self-esteem in that hair.
Backing it away for the winter, Bobby.
So then we come back to the soldier boys, and Bobby, take it away.
With what the soldier boys are saying, one guy says, you sure are nervous, about marrying his girl. And the guy responds with,
welcome to Germany, Miss Carlson. The purpose of your visit?
I'm getting married.
Congratulations.
I hope he thinks so.
You sure are nervous, Mike.
Being a faggot, you wouldn't understand.
Hey-oh!
Rim shot.
Woo! That's right.
It is an 80s movie.
Oh, yes, it is. 1985, baby. Oh, so Linda shows up in some sort of like Star Trek door that's opening and shutting, but it's not like a regular sliding glass door.
No, it's not.
Starfleet door. I was like, what the fuck? I thought they were in an elevator, but it's like, no, never seen an elevator that leads to a full-size room. Yeah. But Linda and Michael, they embrace at the airport. The music swells. They drive away in their convertible. The boys.
He's got a raging heart on. So we find out it's been like a year since they've seen each other.
Yeah, apparently he's in the army, right?
Apparently,
yeah.
And I guess he's stationed over at the Berlin Wall. and Linda's coming to get married.
Yeah.
So, also, isn't there something like if you get married on foreign ground, like if you're an American and you get married in another country, I don't think it counts.
Really?
So what does he have to lose? That's what he's thinking.
Yeah, because I've heard when people like go to Mexico or something to get married, they're like, well, you have to get married in the U.S. for it to be legal because it has to be.
Yeah, it's not one of those Mexican weddings.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's just a Mexico thing. They're like, no. We know what it's like down there, you know. Got to bring it back here. Got to be official. So then we go to, they're like driving in the country and everything. You know, Linda's got her heart sunglasses on. They're driving to the country. What could possibly go wrong, right, guys?
Yep.
Everything's fine. Linda's 2 days away from retirement. They're ready to get married, you know.
2 days away from the altar.
It's this great happy couple. And do you think like anybody watches these type of movies and they're like, I think everything's going to work out and I'm ready for that. I'm ready to watch everything be fine. I wonder why this movie's called Red Heat.
Because of how hot things are going to get.
Yeah, for after the wedding night.
In the bedroom. Mm-hmm.
Ow!
Woo! So the briefcase lady, we'll call Red Lady, is meeting these dudes. I just write these dudes from the top. Because I don't know, they're like some sort of cops or maybe not. Like, do you guys know who they are?
No idea. I just know this goes all the way up.
Officials, undercover.
That's what I said. They must be from the top, right?
The top of the wall.
Yeah. Guys at the top of the wall.
It's a beautiful wall. Big, beautiful door.
Yeah. She wants asylum. All right, but I don't know. Her brother fucked up. I don't know. And then I'm like, this is when I write my notes because I can't pay attention to what the fuck's going on. I go, how ironic that this lady has red hair and she's playing a red communist.
I am seriously not caught up with this possibly Russian spy movie.
So Linda and Michael, they get to a small town getaway, right?
Yeah.
And they're in love. They make out for a bit, and then we have a little ba-ba-ba.
There we go.
Yeah.
Like Deason said, she got both ends of that 50.
Man, we get a real Thrashin-esque sex scene. You know, the candles are lit. The little sensual kisses on the body.
Yeah, little girl on top.
Yeah, Linda's on top.
Yep.
You know, at this point, some guy's written this video because it said nudity on it.
Yeah.
And at this point, he's like, "Is that going to be all?" And they're like, "Just wait, just wait." It's a little hors d'oeuvre, I guess, for a little appetizer for the boys. You know.
Yeah, it's just the pita and hummus to go with the chicken kebab that comes later.
You haven't got to the main course yet, boys. Sit down. Don't turn it off. It's fine. But if you need to fast forward, it's all right. She's going to prison. No, this is a real movie where they're like, every 15 minutes we got to get a boob in somewhere.
Wherever they can fit it.
Yeah, that's true. Man,
busting out.
They fit it in very inappropriate places in this movie.
Oh, Jesus.
But you know what? It's a real hard than soft. Nothing sexier than a woman crying while being topless. Right? They're called fetishes, so... Anyways, now they're at dinner, you know, and here's the thing. Well, I did write, by the way, that they must have offered her a little bit more than bailout for this movie.
Was this a two-bagger?
Yeah, because she got him out already. So it's like, oh, check was higher. So Linda and Michael, they're at dinner, right? And I write with, like, I'm not kidding, 6 glasses full of wine on the table.
My God, yeah, and they're, like, still drinkable. You could still see, there's enough. Why not just pour them all into, like, one?
A little Long Island cocktail of champagne and wine and white wine.
Yeah, man, like, Jesus.
My
it all
God.
does the same thing. Just fucking put it in one and get it over with.
But the thing is like, all of them, like you're saying, Chris, none of them are drank. Like, not even a little bit. They're all full glasses of wine.
Yeah.
So you think they kept bringing one to the table and just like,
I don't like this one. Can you bring me a different one?
And he's like, God, I wish someone would just kidnap her and take her to jail. God.
Yeah, or you know, the fiance's like, oh no, whatever you want. And then he you know, he kind of gives the waiter a look at some point. He's like, no more. And so they're sitting at the table, right? Nothing's going wrong in their relationship. And then all of a sudden he looks at her. He goes, oh yeah, so just so you know, I think I'm going to enlist back in the army. And she just flips the fuck out.
Well, I mean, we're skipping over something here. Where she says, I can't wait to get married. And he says, me too. So she says, so let's do it. And he goes, do what? And then she reveals that she brought her birth certificate and then got his from his mother in order to have this wedding that he never agreed to. And that's, he's like, what do you think?
Yeah.
And he goes, let's eat first. And he starts stressing out like he's the finance guy at a car dealership. He's like rubbing his temples. He starts to sweat.
And then he breaks the little bombshell. He goes, oh yeah, I'm joining the army again. Ba, ba, ba. And she's like, what?
And she goes, what have they done to you with all this army pride shit?
Yeah, she says army pride shit as she bangs her fist on the table and the fucking wine glasses are shaking all over. And you see this guy like frantically try to stop them from pouring because you just see his fucking wallet going everywhere.
And the whole time this argument's happening, there's this music playing in the restaurant that makes it seem like they're having this dinner inside a carousel.
Oh, you right? Yeah, it's like circus music or some shit.
It's very weird, actually.
Well, that's how it is in East Germany.
Commie circus restaurants. Like, I was hoping their table would be going up and down while they were eating.
Yeah, they're in Circus, the West Germany Circus. But I do love if you look in the background, there's all these extras staring when Linda smacks her hand on the table.
Smacks her head on the table.
Yeah.
What? Bam!
He is really fucking mad that he's joining the army, Chris.
Yeah.
Now,
so she's like,
I was gonna say, how would you guys feel in that scenario? Like, this girl you're kind of seeing, like, shows up having procured your birth certificate without your knowledge.
Yeah.
And said, you're marrying me.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Well, now we know why she said, I hope so, in customs.
Right.
But at the same time, see, I didn't hear that line because I was on Linda's side at this point. I'm like, yeah, I'd be fucking pissed if somebody's like, hey, yeah,
no,
I think
I'm
I'm
completely
joining the
on his
army.
side. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, you need to get away.
So Linda's like a crazy stalker, is what you're saying.
I think so.
And this is like, so what you're saying is this is the second date for them.
Oh man, you know,
and they haven't seen each other for a year, so this is like,
Jesus.
She finally got back in contact. She finally found out where he was, and this is her finding him, stalking him.
Oh my
she flew
god!
all the way to Germany.
She got a hold of his phone, like, oh yeah, why doesn't he ever talk about me? Oh, let's see his birth certificate. Show me his photos. Oh look, that's his birth certificate. Oh yeah, I'll take that with me too.
So what you're telling me is that, like, back in the States, before he got sent off to West Germany, he got drunk in a bar one night.
Yeah,
Linda was there. They had a little rendezvous. Maybe they went on a date the next day.
Yeah.
And he goes, look, just so you know, this is not like a long time thing.
I'm shipping off.
Keep it casual, baby. Keep it casual.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting sent to West Germany. You know how those commies are, right? And she's like,
oh, well, I really like it. You know, I hope there's a future.
And she's like, he goes, look, if I ever get back, you know, maybe we'll get married or something.
But then you flash to the next morning and she's like, my fiance is in Germany right now fighting the communists.
And then all of a sudden, she during the middle of the night, because we know, as we'll get into, she steals IDs. She like gets his ID. She looks up his address. She goes,
oh, just when he's away, you know, go say hi to mom.
She comes over.
She's like, oh, hi, it's me, your new daughter-in-law, Linda.
I can't believe he never told you about me.
And so, you know, she keeps writing him letters and shit to the fucking army, and he's like, yeah, man, this girl, she's really weird and shit, man.
Yeah, but she keeps sending she keeps sending the news. She's doing something right?
So he thought, you know, he was going to line it up over in East Germany, but all the women are, you know, communists, so he's not interested. And one day, in a moment of weakness, he answers one of those letters.
Yeah.
And she gets back, I'm coming to visit you.
He's like, I was KIA.
But he's like, oh, no, come on. So now they got the whole Mary thing. So what you guys are telling me is that maybe what happens was planned?
Oh, I think so. If she went to those efforts to get his birth certificate.
Yeah. Did he make a midnight phone call to tell his boys, like, hey, Code Red. We need
He was trying to get the heat off him.
Because, guys, I'm going to say something. She gets taken in a van, as we're going to get to. But I'm pretty sure the same van shows up later. Okay, so what happens, though, at the end of this dinner scene is that she's all pissed off. All the extras around the restaurant are looking at her. And then The red lady's also here, and she's just at another table drinking wine, listening to this Linda rant. Then Linda gets all pissed. She's like, "You can't solve communism by yourself. I don't give a shit if this whole damn country goes red." Which is always fucking great you're in West Germany, you're like, "I don't give a fuck if they go communist. Who fucking cares? Fuck these Germans." Yeah. She's worried about getting married. Okay. Yeah. She brought the dress in the suitcase and everything. It's all fucking wrinkled. She's gonna have to iron that shit, you know.
Even if she picked out the bouquet herself, the cake is waiting.
Like, yeah, he goes into the room and he's like, "What'd you pack?" She goes, "I only packed one outfit. It's only one on me." So they go back to the room, right? She's all pissed. He goes to sleep. She goes out to the water and thinks for a while she's like holding his passport.
Yeah.
What the fuck is she doing?
Yeah, this shit's terrifying.
But you guys are right. She might have some stalker issues. And so Red Lady's just sitting there, down on a couple, taking a few pops there at the local bar. And she buys some cigarettes from a machine. But then all of a sudden, 2 goons show up and stuff her into a van.
Like a bread truck.
Yeah. And then Linda sees this going on. And they spot her.
The witness gets witnessed.
And then the van drives through various checkpoints. We don't see Linda, but we know she's in there, Yeah. And then Michael wakes up. And he finds Linda's gone. And at this point, he might be like...
He's like, it was all just a dream.
Right. But instead, he's like, "Oh, I'll do the responsible thing and kind of look around for her." By the way, he's not really looking that hard. He's like going around the restaurant. He's like...
just quietly while everyone's eating breakfast. Linda.
You here? Or... Yeah.
He's looking for the leftovers of her breakfast so he can finish it off.
He's also looking at it. He goes, "Is that the special? Or what do you got there?" And then he goes, all of a sudden he's at the front desk. Also, the guys from the top are there. They're looking for the red lady. She is in her room. And then Michael comes up. He's like, "Hey, I'm looking for my, my girlfriend. I'm looking for a girl."
A woman I know.
She looks like Linda Blair. Yeah. And they go, "Well, we don't know any sort of Linda Blair here, sir. But we did find your ID in the parking lot." And he's like, "What the fuck?"
That's just like, fucking, well, that's all I need. And he just flies the coop and that's it.
So do you think this whole movie, maybe he's pursuing her because he's afraid that she stole something else? Like maybe he got his Social Security
He's just trying to get all his information back.
Something like that.
He's like, "Wait, hold on. She had my birth certificate. Like my actual birth certificate. So I need to get that shit back, man."
Yeah, that's the whole arc of the movie is that you don't know is that he's trying to get all of his documents that can get him back into the States.
And that's the magic of this movie is that Linda is secretly the villain of this story.
Oh God, this really could have ended a different way. Because we really don't know how it ends, which would be really fun.
No, we don't.
So the van pulls up, right, and they've hidden Linda and the red lady in some hidden compartment, and all of a sudden they take them out of the truck. They're like, "Surprise, you're in prison."
And they're both bound and gagged too.
Yeah, but apparently the vans can just drop people off in East German prisons, and they're like, "Here you go, it's your new home."
Yeah.
And so the Warrens...
Yeah, lesbian John Vernon.
Yeah, and so lesbian John Vernon walks over.
Emmanuel.
And this is when you get, I call her lingerie. Yeah, because she's the only person allowed to wear lingerie.
She's asking her, "Did you watch when I first arrived?" And she says it's a little jealous.
Oh, she's jealous. And they make out, and I write, "Guys, this episode is brought to you by Blue Chew. Get them ready."
Yeah, I don't want to get them ready on this episode.
Boy.
Yeah.
This is the guy rented it, obviously, because this is a little direct-to-video. You didn't have to walk behind the beaded curtain, but you knew what you were getting type of video. It's like, "No, honey, here it's a drama."
It's an espionage thriller.
Yeah, it's a thriller. Maybe we should watch this one together, I think it would be good. "Oh, you're going to bed? Oh, okay. Well, I'll still watch. I want to see where this goes, where the married couple..."
I got to return it tomorrow morning, so I might as well finish it tonight.
And when all of a sudden she's walking out of the bedroom, the lesbian kiss happens, and she can hear a zipper going down. And she knows. And yes, she knows. I do love this part. Linda's being dragged into the prison, and we're definitely going to play this line where she goes, "No! You can't do this! I'm American!"
Yeah, there's a great moment in there where she goes, "I've told you 10 times that I'm an American college student from York, Pennsylvania. Can't you get that straight, you douchebag?" Like, she's been locked in a gulag, and she's calling the guard a douchebag.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like that meltdown from Office Space. She's like, "I talk to the customers!"
No! God damn it, you can't do this to me! I'm an American!
And this is so just, the typical, I'm an American. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. I'm American.
That reminds me of a tour story. We were, I think, in France, I think. We pulled up to somewhere, and by this time, like, the van is just littered with shit out. Like, you could, like, jump from a 2-story building and land inside our van and be perfectly safe with the amount of garbage that was on the floor. So we pull up to this, like visitor center or someplace, and the door opens, and this garbage goes just flooding out into the street and in front of all these other tourists that see us. And it's just a mess. It's embarrassing. And Brad comes out, and he goes, waves, and he goes, "It's okay, we're American," and just keeps walking.
Wow.
Yep.
So Linda's in the prison now, right? And her and the red lady are getting processed into the prison. They're interrogating Linda. She's all pissed. She's like, "I'm innocent. I didn't do anything. I'm an American. I'm from York, Pennsylvania. I'm a college student in York, Pennsylvania." That's what she calls one of the guys in the gulag a douchebag, Bobby.
Yeah.
Then they try to get the confessions from her, the red lady, and apparently the way they're going to do this is they just sit them forever in a chair, which seems to us like 2 minutes, but they're like, "You've been here for days," and she's like, "Fine, but I work for the CIA."
It's insane because she confesses to everything under the assumption that they're going to let her go if she does this. What a dunce.
Yeah.
She goes, "All right, if I say what you want me to say, I get to go home, right?"
And they don't even say, "Yes, you will." They just go, "Just say the things. Just confess that you did it." She's like, "Well, I get to go home? Just confess." Okay.
Yeah. She goes,
"Oh, yeah, I'm from the CIA, and I gave that lady some spy stuff."
And they're like, "All right, that's all we need. Thank you. You're found guilty, and you're going to 3 years in this hellhole. Bye."
What? Wait, what?
You douchebag!
She goes to see the warden, and she's like,
I want to talk to the
And
embassy.
the warden gives her the classic, the Willy Wonka, "You get nothing! You lose!"
Yeah.
Good day, Linda.
Well, Linda did drink that bubble juice, man.
Oh, so then she gets taken to the cell, and she gets to meet her cellmates.
Yeah, they say all the rules of the prison, which is just the fucking rules of any prison,
Basically.
Yeah. But this is like a real Oliver Twist type of scenario, So she gets into her cell block, right? And then Linda's trying to sleep in her bunk, but she notices some inmates taking another one out of their bed and going to the bathroom. And Linda, being the same lady she is in Chained Heat and just can't fucking mind her own goddamn business.
God damn it, can't keep her. Oh, Jesus.
So Linda's trying to get to sleep in her bunk, right? And by the way, the darkest prison of all time. Now, obviously...
Well, lights out. They mean fucking lights out in East Germany.
Well, that's true. And, these fucking commies, they don't know how to make a goddamn light bulb, right?
No.
And it's really weird, by the way, because I don't know if you guys notice this, but, like, the only light is, like, some sort of, like a swinging light.
A searchlight? Yeah. It's like a searchlight going through.
Like, the only light in the whole prison is a searchlight that just kind of lights up the place every 10 seconds.
So when you got to like wipe in the bathroom, you got to pray that searchlight goes on you at the right time.
Yeah, or else,
Who among us hasn't been there?
That's true. So Linda goes, and again, just like in fucking Chain Heat, she can't pay, she's just fucking mind your own business, Linda. Like, here's the thing. If I'm in prison, I'm not going to fuck with people. I'm just going to mind my own business and do my own thing, I was like, just try not to make waves. Maybe make a friend or two, but shut the fuck up.
No, she goes in there and it's like...
Oh my God. God damn it, man.
That was great.
I don't like how we're relying on sound drops now, but that was classic. That was... See, the thing is like Linda, when you'll hear somebody who's like, you go to prison, the first thing you do is they just kick the fucking biggest guy's ass the first day. Which will probably get you killed in real life, but Linda takes that to heart and she's like,
I think I'm going to go right after the big gang lady, first day. What are you doing?
She's like, what are you doing that lady in the bathroom? And apparently they're having like some sort of lesbian sex orgy in the middle of the night. Yeah, and Linda watches is the thing. She's just like watching from the corner,
No, where are they getting? Did they sew it themselves? Some bed sheets?
Like, this is a fucking prison. Like, Jesus, at least in Chained Heat, they had the fucking wherewithal to be like, no, a prisoner can't be wearing lingerie. She can't have a negligee. Seriously, in fucking Red Heat, they're like, nah, these fucking East Germans, they don't know shit, man. It's all loosey-goosey in the prison. They're wearing lingerie. They're going all over. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Shut the fuck up.
It's like the old handkerchief trick.
Yeah.
You imagine that one coming up?
Oh. I'm kind of turned on, but
She's
kind
like,
of
what
not.
do you got there? Oh,
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Linda walks in on the old sex orgy, and she just kind of sneaks away back to her bed. She goes,
Okay, I don't want to watch that channel right now.
and then we cut to Michael. He's talking to the guys on the top. I write to the cops, or wherever they are, the top. Guys from the top of the wall, as Bobby says.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, here's the thing, is that Linda's notorious for her pranks. She'll probably get tired and come back eventually.
That's it.
I mean, that's what they say.
No, basically, what they're telling her is that, you guys had a fight. Maybe she went home with somebody else.
I mean, you did tell us how easily she wanted to marry you, so maybe she found another guy to marry.
And I love that he went to the
Right.
authorities like, my girlfriend has gone missing. And they're like, maybe she's fucking somebody.
And do you think, by the way, that he didn't call her his girlfriend? He was like, a lady that I know.
My roommate from back home.
Look, the only reason I want to see her is because she's got my birth certificate. So it would be really great if you guys could find her. And they're like, you soldier boys, getting in trouble, dipping it where it doesn't belong, ba ba ba. And he's like, no, whatever. Are you the cops? She'll get tired of her little game and come back after her prank's done. And then Michael's like, I'm not buying it. Now it's the morning at the prison, right? And Linda's brushing her teeth with the rest of the inmates. And then here's where Face Tattoo comes in, and she's being kind of a real bitch to everybody, right?
Yeah.
And that's when Lingerie gives Linda the old eyes, like, I got my eye on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cut to the workshop. So apparently these prisoners don't make license plates. They make I don't know what the fuck, some sort of East German shit.
It's like a little L-shaped metal bar.
At one point, I thought that one lady was making money,
like stamping gold bars.
Yeah, I was like, do they work at the mint or some shit? Like, what the fuck are they doing?
They're making bison bucks.
I mean, it's like whatever machinery you can find, nobody's gonna worry about it. They work. They're prisoners. They work, right?
I could just sit here and make Blair bucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blair bucks.
Yeah, it's like fucking Linda's making birdhouses or some shit. And so they're in the workshop, and Face Tattoo is her supervisor. She's a real ball breaker, right? And she's like, you better do it right, or you're gonna stay later and work another 8 hours. And then when she leaves,
It'd be a fucking twist is if they had her build her own electric chair for herself.
Where does this piece go? Oh, wait a second.
Sit down, try it out.
So then, Face Tattoo's been a real ball buster, and this other prisoner who becomes Linda's friend, I just call her Shop Girl because I don't think she gets a name. She just goes, bitch, when Face Tattoo leaves. And so then Lingerie Lady is leading the prisoners into some rigorous exercise routine in the yard. So, like, even though they're prisoners, they also are like the bosses.
Yeah, just like the gym coach of the whole thing.
And so, like, by the way, their yard is just wherever this building they could film's courtyard, because this is like an entire prison courtyard. Like, instead of like an actual yard with a basketball court, a track, a softball field or something, it's literally just like a planter.
Come on, ladies, knees and nipples. I want to see. Get those legs up. Come on.
I mean, guys are trying to go to their law office. They're like, oh, hold on, they're filming a scene for Red Heat. I gotta wait.
Yeah, Larry H. Parker is in the parking lot waiting to get in. Like, fuck.
Like, come on, man, I got a 9A. All right, they're done. Great. So then they also show, by the way, that the warden's watching, and Lingerie gives her the old, I'm going to grab my boob at you move.
Oh, that move.
Which is weird. And,
I've used that move on my wife.
And then she also, just like the warden, went and grabbed a cigarette and nervously lit it.
Oh, yeah. And that's how I knew.
So now, guys, we start the Oliver Twist section of this movie, where Linda waits in line for her gruel, and she's got like a fucking metal bowl, and there's a soup thing, and she's like, "Can I have some more?"
And this lunch lady, like, straight up splashes her in the face with the soup. I mean, it's like Harvey Dent getting turned into Two-Face.
Yeah, she goes, money shot!
And the reason she splashes her, too, is because Linda's standing in line. She goes,
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm kind of just on vacation right now. I'm an American, so at some point, somebody's going to take me home.
And all the shop girls like, yeah. Well, the shop girl says something like, yeah, that's what I thought too. You know, I was trying to smuggle kids in this country. I wasn't doing shit. You know, I was just trying to smuggle these kids out.
She's got the same mentality when you just finished college, you start a job at Best Buy. Like, I'm just going to stay here till I figure things out. Yeah, 8 years later, you're assistant manager.
Yeah, just like that.
No, I'll be gone soon. I'll be gone.
I got things working out in the pipeline.
I'm getting married. You want to see a picture of him? I got his ID.
You want to see his birth certificate?
Yeah. Let's look at it again. Oh, 8 pounds when he was born.
She keeps smelling it and holding it to her chest like a love letter.
So then, she gets splashed with the soup. They sit down, and here's the thing is like, so now we notice that there's more ladies with face tattoos. So like, there's apparently a face tattoo gang, but the tattoos are like the tattoos that you get out of a fucking candy machine.
Like Cracker Jack tattoos.
It's like these all ladies have like a butterfly on their face.
Yeah, I
the same
I hear the temp tats have a heavy rep.
And then it's like if you went to prison and everybody had temporary tattoos.
Well, they only cost $5 when you're getting your rations done.
Yeah, they're like, do you want a temporary tattoo with your pack of cigarettes? It comes free. And so then, Linda and the shop lady sit down. Everybody's complaining about how bad the prison is. Life's hopeless in here, right? Also, they say something about how, well, those two ladies are really mean because they're in here for life. So they got no reason to be nice. So now they're passing out letters and packages in the door, right? And some lady's all excited because she got chocolates from her husband.
Oh, Jesus, big mistake.
Like a care package. It was chocolates and like some kind of soap, I think.
Yeah. And so Lingerie immediately comes up and takes them. And she's like, can I just have the package back? I don't even want the chocolates. I just want the package. And then Lingerie Man takes that shit, dumps out the chocolates, and takes the box.
And one of the
total jerk.
One of the temp tats wiggles her butt defiantly at them as they walk out.
Yeah, I wrote she twerked on her way out.
I mean,
like, what the fuck?
Well, that's, in a women's prison, that's the power play.
You twerk on your way out?
It's like chopping all the wood.
So it's night now in the dorm, right? And Linda and shop lady are like talking about how to survive. And the shop lady's like, look, Linda, if you want my advice, stay out of prison politics. Okay? Just if they're going to like take ladies in that bathroom for their little lesbian parties, just stay out of it. And Linda,
but I want to run for mayor.
Yeah, I'm thinking I actually want my own gang.
and she's like, no, seriously, if you want to live, like if you don't want to die and get stabbed to death or hung in the bathroom, you should just shut up. She's like,
okay, I'll take it under advisement.
Like, duly noted.
Like, this is another movie where it's just like, Linda, just shut the fuck up, man. Just do your time and shut up.
This seems to happen in every single Linda Blair movie.
Yeah, it's just like if she would just mind her own goddamn business. So anyways, it's morning, right? And then the chocolate lady's all pissed and she like runs over to Lingerie's bed looking for her chocolate box. They catch her and Lingerie just lights it on fire and the chocolate goes nuts and attacks her. I'm calling that lady Chocolate, by the way.
Okay.
Okay.
So she goes nuts and attacks her, and then a fight ensues, and Linda's just watching all sad, because this is like, okay, again, we're getting a Linda in prison movie, so she's just going to cry the whole movie.
Of
okay,
course.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. And then at night, a gang of women, I said, I don't really know what they do to Chocolate, but they bring her in another room, legs are spread, and there's a giant metal object. Did anybody know what that was?
I don't know. Yeah, German chocolate, Mike.
I think it's it. German chocolate. No,
big German chocolate stick.
Because of a scene that comes later, I think that's the toilet brush.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's just got a giant handle on it.
I thought it was like some sort of slumber party massacre type of deal.
Or like a drill.
I have to file a complaint to German border control after what I went through then.
Is this what they were making in the shop? Like these big objects? Were they just making toilet brushes? Is that what they're doing?
Maybe. They put each bristle in one by one.
Yeah. It's morning now, and Chocolate like can't even get out of bed. The other prisoners are like, "You gotta get up, you gotta get up," but she won't. And Linda comes over. She's like, "Come on, you should get up." And then she's like, well, now I'm really not, because your face just pisses me off. And then the guard comes in and they take her to a solitary cell. And I go, oh, hey, she's neighbors with Red Lady. She's back in the movie. And I go, well, for now, because then we cut back to Linda writing a demon cop letter.
And apparently having written multiple ones.
Yeah, so Linda is writing letters, and she's reading them like demon cop. She's like, Michael, I just want to tell you that I'm so excited to get married.
And there have been other women.
And she wouldn't be lying. So then we cut to it. It's like the warden reading it or something and crumpling it up and throwing it away. Yeah, it's like a whole stack of letters that didn't sell. And so now they're bringing Linda into the warden's office because her letter was basically like, I'm in a prison. I don't like it. Can you get me out?
Here I am at Camp Granada.
I'm an American. I'm from York, Pennsylvania, where they make the York peppermint patties. Can you get me out?
I have so much homework left to do.
I don't know how I'm going to explain that midterm.
And so then we go back to Linda. She's being taken to court or something, and they're like using her as a witness against the Red Lady, who gets 50 years in prison for being a traitor or something.
She gets 50 years thanks to dumbass Linda and her dumbass confession.
At the same time, though, I'm like, well, she is a traitor.
Yeah.
So, like, even though I'm not on the side of the East Germans, I mean, she is a traitor. So,
yeah.
And it's also not Linda's fault. It's like, I mean, seriously, Linda was just like out strolling, doing her stalker routine, and she got brought into a van. Yeah. She had nothing to do with any of this shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why, like, I guess technically I'd be on her side because, like,
okay, well, if I tell you whatever you want to hear, can I go home? Because I wasn't involved.
And they're like, no, you're in jail.
No, this entire movie, she's been at best a psychopath. Like,
yeah, well, you're opening my eyes to that.
Confessing to crimes to negotiate terms that only she had made up.
Yeah. Yep. And so, yeah, she gets the red lady 50 years in prison, and the Red Lady's, she's a little pissed.
Understandably, she's a little irked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then it makes it even more uncomfortable because back in the dorm, they make the Red Lady stay in her dorm. And then she's like really mad at Linda, and Linda's like,
oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Well, I kind of did, but thanks.
And they're like, So we go to the shop, and the red lady's like having problems working, and face tattoos coming over and being like, do it better. And then we just cut to a shot of Linda crying as usual, just crying and crying. It's just like, this is it. The one emotion she's got to do is just cry, Linda. Just cry.
Yeah, that was her audition.
It's like almost like, I can't believe I did this movie.
And every time they cut over to her, like, Linda, are you going to put on makeup today, or you're just going to cry? Oh, okay. I guess we'll film around it. So Linda's now leaving the shop, and she's like brought to the warden's office, and the warden's like, hey, okay, I don't understand this part, guys. The warden says something about how that Linda can help them, and they'll let her go. Something about turning on the Red Lady, but I'm like, she already did that.
Well, they want her to befriend her and get close with her, so they can get intel out of her from her friend.
Well, good look at this fucking point.
She's already there for 50 years.
What else do they need?
And their whole thing is, that you can just use your, I'm a college student. She's like, but that's true, though. They're like, uh-huh.
Yeah, because she's like, no, that's a true story. And they're like, yeah, York, Pennsylvania.
No, I really don't know anything. Like, literally nothing.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's kind of weird because I'm like, wait, if you gave the lady 50 years, just say, hey, we'll take some years off your sentence if you give us information.
Shouldn't be too hard.
And if that doesn't work, then try to get a spy. I don't know. None of it makes sense to me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Tell us what we need to know and we'll execute Linda.
Yeah.
I think you should take
the
thing. It'll be a while. She's still building her chair.
So here's the thing. That they say, Linda, just pretend you're a college student like you told us. And she's like, well, that's the truth. And they go, okay, well, whatever. We don't give a fuck. Just do that. Get some information and come back to us. We'll let you go. And she goes, I can't do that. And I'm like, what? Why? Linda, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? Like, you don't know this lady. Fuck this shit. She's the reason you're in prison.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, if I don't know about you guys, but I'm turning in a second.
Yeah, I don't think she knows how to do this.
They're like, hey, Mike, Bobby's got information. I'm like, yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah, I'd roll a heartbeat.
What do you want me to get it now? I'll wear a wire. Give me a wire. I just rip over my shirt and I go, put the tape right here. It's ready. I'm ready to go, man.
I brought my own.
Mike, there's too much hair. It's gonna hurt when you pull it off.
Oh, you want information on band? Oh, no problem. I got it all right here. You guys ready? Get ready. Take out your pens. Get notes. Come on.
Yeah. Sir, how do we write out the word nasal breathing? We don't know how.
So then the guard comes in the room and takes her out. And I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? Just whatever. Just tell them whatever they want. So then the warden calls in lingerie, and then she's like, make sure Linda does what we want. And lingerie's like, whatever, I don't care. So then we go to Linda in the shower, because, guys, she signed that contract, right?
Yep.
And here's the thing. Isn't it kind of weird that every time Linda Blair seems to be topless in a movie that we cover, she's always sad?
Well, yeah, she has to be topless in a movie.
It's a very meta experience. But I'm always like, Linda's, maybe it's in her writer or something in her contract that it's like, well, I'll only show my boobs, but I gotta be like really upset about it because I don't want anybody getting excited, so it's gotta be like I'm sad.
It can't be titillating whatsoever.
Yeah. What's also very Linda is that in the scene prior to this one, we got to watch her complain about her 3-year sentence to a character serving 50.
She's like, yeah, they got me in here for 3.
Can you believe it? They're making me do 3 years. And the other girl's just staring at her.
There's monsters. just monsters.
Who would do this to an American?
Yeah, did I tell you I'm from York?
Yeah, she's bullied in the shower by face tattoo. All right, this is just an excuse to get all these women topless.
Of course.
There's nothing that happened here.
No.
Yeah, they were like, all right, here you go, boys. This is what you paid for, right? There you go. All right. So, by the way, the pitch meeting was just like, all right, we got an office building that kind of looks like a prison, and we got a contract that says Linda will take a top off.
What more do we need, fellas?
And they go, all right, write something around it. I know, something about Russians or Germans. Who fucking cares? What's hot right now? Communism? Get it.
Get communism.
Cold War?
Yeah, I hear filming in East Germany is real cheap right now. They're just dying for some sort of entertainment, and they love Linda's boobs, so they're ready to go. So then we go to Linda's just brought her to an office with lingerie behind the desk, and the red lady sitting in a chair. Oh, no, it's Chocolate sitting in a chair or something, right?
Yeah.
And then the male guard's here, and like Linda tries to run away. They throw her on a couch, and she goes, what kind of people are you? Why me? Why Barbara? And I write, Barbara? The fuck is Barbara?
Well, Barbara's the girl with the box of chocolates.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't know that shit. Because Linda just starts going, she's doing her Oscar speech. She's like, who are you? Why me? Why Barbara?
And the big crescendo there is she goes, all I wanted to do was get married.
And I write, her name's Barbara? Just
yeah, after all that.
Huh. I thought that's a weird name for an East German. So then Linda's all upset. All she wanted to do was get married. Then we cut to like the other prisoners. They're making her watch some sort of like, they're all watching some sort of like, I don't know, fucking Karl Marx on the camera or some shit. Going on and on about how good communism is or something. And like nobody's paying attention. Like prisoners are making out, people are smoking. I don't know why.
I know the same thing happened with that
like
commercial.
They're just like, isn't communism bad? Look at how bad it is. They make you watch movies, and they're boring movies.
So the Grindbin is like communism.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
You're right, Bobby.
Damn.
I was kind of having flashbacks to my life as I was watching this movie.
Yeah.
So we're back in the office. Linda has been raped. And they tell her it will keep happening until they do what she wants. Now, here, guys, is a little tidbit that I'm not sure you knew. On YouTube, there are 2 versions of this movie. One is the super shitty full-screen version that I think you watched, Bobby, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, you watched on YouTube. I actually have this on DVD, and man, I believe you watched the same DVD cut I did. But there is another cut of this movie, and it is on YouTube, but it does not have sound.
What?
And it is a movie that is exactly 2 minutes longer.
Okay. Oh, dare I ask what that 2-minute scene is?
The 2 minutes is a rape scene.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it is. So I got the version. I'm like, why is this version longer? And so I was running it at the same time I'm watching the DVD, like looking for deleted scenes. And this was the only part that had a deleted scene. It's a rape scene. And what happens is that it just shows like the male guard raping her. And then it also shows lingerie raping her. And it goes for like a while. And I'm like, it deserves to be cut out because it's freaking brutal and really bad. But that's it. So there was a deleted scene in this movie, and thank God, even Mr. Skin wouldn't put that shit on there.
No, I had those scenes in the version I watched.
Oh, so it had the full rape.
I mean, I don't know how much. Is the edited version without the scenes at all, and we just cut to the aftermath?
Yes, the DVD cuts to the aftermath. There's no rape.
Oh, okay, because mine has the rapes in them.
Okay, so that the YouTube version still, even the one you watch, still has the rape.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes!
This is
it is.
I got a reverse robotics here. I got the uncomfortable rape scene.
Oh man! So even Mr. Skin was like, "Hey man, keep it classy. You gotta cut that shit out. Come on now."
Even Mr. Skin has his limits. That's what we learned this week.
So here's what happens: is Michael just makes a plan to get Linda. He's like, he's with some guy. I'm like, who the fuck's this guy? Like, one of the guys from the start? I don't know. It's like in the beginning of Blast Fighter when he just gets in a car with a guy and he's like, hey, we're gonna do the plan. He's like,
I felt exactly like that. My understanding from what I read is that this is basically the German CIA.
Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a really long word in German.
Der CIA, I think.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, here we go. Der CIA.
Oh God.
So we come back. Linda's in the door, but shop lady runs to her, and she's like, "Oh, you got raped." She's on the ground. They console her, and the red lady looks at her. We just cut back and forth for a while. Like all of a sudden, Michael's at his house now, and or he's at somebody's house, and he's like, "I need help." I don't know what the fuck's going on.
And he says to his friend when he's trying to get help that he doesn't care if he has to cross the border himself. He's getting her back, and the guy goes, "Yeah, you and Clint Eastwood."
He's like, is this that girl that said she was going to marry? He's like, it's a long story. She's got my birth. Just can you help me get her?
Look, you coming or not?
Yeah. We come to the mess hall. The red lady talks to Linda because Linda's all upset now. She's just sitting at a table alone crying. And the red lady's like, come on, let's hang out. We're friends and stuff. And Linda's like, no, I don't really like this place. I'm kind of over it. This vacation's really shitty. I want to go home. I want to go back to college. And she's like, no, come on over. We'll hang out. We're going to play some dominoes later and everything. It's going to be cool. Chocolate's going to sing a song.
They're all putting on a stage production of Les Miserables later.
And then the Chocolate comes over and she goes, oh, hey, Linda, I got some bad news. The face tattoo gang's going to have another party soon. And then Linda like cries some more because I think we know what the party is. So we cut to...
She's the guest of honor.
We cut to the party. Which Linda wasn't invited to this party, but they invited Chocolate. They're having their old rendezvous in the bathroom again. Little little one for the boys, I guess. Oh boy,
God, yeah, which boys?
The popcorn boys.
Why would anybody be titillated by this? So Chocolate's, she's part of the party. She's the guest of honor, as Mad would say. It's going down in the bathroom. Everybody's trying to sleep. Linda, thank God, doesn't go and spy on this one. Her and the red lady just kind of listen from their cots. They're like, it's bad. So then Linda goes into the bathroom. She's like ready for the day. She's like, you know what? This day's going to be better. It's a new day. I'm going to wake up, I'm get cleaned up. And
it's all about a positive mental attitude. PMA.
Yeah, I'm one day closer to leaving here.
Yeah, I think I'm really close. I think they're going to realize I'm an American today. And then, oh my God, there's a lady who hung herself.
It's Barbara, isn't it?
Yeah. Chocolate hung herself, apparently. Did she hang herself or did lingerie?
Well, she hung herself because during the rape scene, she's eyeballing the pipe from which she's going to hang herself. That's the part where she's gazing at the ceiling. And that's what I think she's fixating on, is how she's going to do it.
Did she write a message on her own face, or was she found and someone tagged on her?
They wrote Sophia on her head earlier in the party. I think that was...
It was during the party that happened. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was. They were. I thought they were bringing her into the gang, the old face tattoo gang.
Yeah.
So, Chris, you're telling me that she was looking at that pipe the whole time. So she was kind of like having her own IMDb movie description where she says, "Is it a way out?" ?
And it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was.
So Linda screams, and then all the other ladies run in. They're like, oh, God, it sucks. And then Lingerie comes in. And she goes, too bad.
And Linda fucking snaps, and she goes and grabs the toilet brush and gets a big old baseball swing.
Yeah, this was as funny is that she grabs a toilet brush and hits Lingerie in the face with the fluffy end of it.
She gives her a scrub.
I mean, because you're going to freak out at first when you get hit by that, because you don't know what that is hitting your face.
Yeah, I'm more worried about pink eye than getting a bruise, but
yeah. It's going to stun you for a good 5 seconds. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
You know,
and then you
just hear JR being like, "Oh my god, he's got pink eye! Oh shit!
By God, that thing is broken in half!"
Humanity. A huge brawl ensues, and like all the other women are fighting, right? And I write again, Linda, if you had just fucking done nothing, everybody would have been fine. So this lady kind of died because it's your fault, you know? If you just fucking mind your own goddamn business. She can't. Every time she goes to prison. So now Linda's sentenced to another 3 years, by the way. Everybody's sentenced to more years because they punched an inmate. And that's when, Chris, they bang the gavel, and Linda says,
"Fuck you."
Oh, and she says it in such a great way.
She's been hardened by the clink, by the hoosgow.
This is when Linda becomes the person she should have been the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She becomes Savage Streets Linda for the last 15 minutes of this movie, and it's fucking great. If it only had started like this thing could have had so much more potential. But we cut to Michael, and he gets a letter from somebody in the mail, and they're like, "Hey, that lady you're looking for that has your information, like your birth certificate and shit, she's in an East German prison, and you need to make a plan to break her out. Also burn this letter. I've never seen you before.
This message will self-destruct in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Linda goes into the mess hall, and another face tattoo lady, won't give her food, right? And so then Linda throws the bowl into the soup bowl and then grabs some bread and walks off. So she's acting like a fucking badass at this point. Totally. It's great. And then the other prisoners come over and offer their soup, and Linda, she's got her own gang now.
Because they all start doing like a Warriors thing with their soup bowls. They just start rhythmically pounding their bowls together.
Yeah. And also the other girls are like, "It was so great to punch those ladies. I got another 2 to 3 years. And you know what? It was worth it." And I write, "What?"
Yeah. Pardon?
Yeah. And so they do the Warriors thing. They're banging their soup bowls, you know. And the guards are getting all pissed. They're like, "Oh my God, we got something going on here. There's a new gang in town."
What do you think we should call our gang?
Probably the Scars. Whoever that was the origin of the Scars, and they broke off.
Oh man, I would love it if they had a scene
So I got up some names. I'm thinking of some ideas. Do you got that logo ready? Oh, never mind. The logo was Barbara, right? Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
We should call us the Lovely Lindas.
Lovely Linda. We got the Jones Street boys standing next to the Lovely Linda.
I was actually thinking, guys, that we could call ourselves the Yorkies, because I'm from York, Pennsylvania.
And I love dogs.
And I was thinking the logo could be a big puffy dog. No? Okay.
They put their fingers between up above their heads, so they look like doggers. Nice little logo.
That's their little gang walk, as they walk around with dog ears. Their fingers up as dog ears, and they're going at the guards and the other inmates. Yeah. They're like, "Woof, woof."
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell them.
Yeah. Los perros.
So then Michael, he's like working on his plan to save Linda, and I'm like, I don't know. He has like blueprints and stuff. Nobody knows. Just look busy. Make it look like he knows what he's doing. All right, shut up. He's got blueprints and shit. He's breaking her out. And so then the ladies do laps around the courtyard. Michael and the boys are starting their breakout plan. Right, they drive through the border into East Germany. At this point, like now it's all crescendoing. Right, in the mess hall, face tattoo gives Emmanuel a stocking. So it gives Lingerie a stocking. She says like, "You know what to do." I'm like, okay, so something's happening. Then we just go to Linda's working in the shop, and at some point when Linda's working in the shop, the machine just hits her.
Yeah, I thought we were having a maximum overdrive situation.
Flies out.
Yeah, it keeps cutting. Like, it's not setting it up. I don't know what the fuck's going on, because they keep showing like a meter and stuff. I'm like, I don't know pressure, man.
Yeah, because I thought it was gonna explode. Like, I thought she was getting so tired that her fingers were gonna get stuck in there. It's gonna chop off her finger
too, but instead it shoots a piece of metal into her throat.
But you know,
it's like a Final Destination death. I thought was going to happen.
Any of the guys in the audience who know their pressure gauges are like, oh shit, something's gonna happen. But the rest of us are like, I don't know what that
There's
means.
one guy in like a boiler room jumper, just straight white as a ghost.
He's
like gripping the.
She's gotta shut that shit down. What's she doing? Oh no,
you gotta get out of there.
He's gripping the recliner like
motherfucker's white knuckle in it in the theater.
Nail marks in the seat he's sitting in. Oh!
He's just screaming, "Get out, Linda! Get out!" And for the rest of us, we're like, I don't know, there ain't no red line or anything. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah,
like some sort of
that thing's going, oh, God. There's no like a whistle or anything and an alarm.
It's like you get the fucking gas guy comes over to your place and checks the meter. He's like, oh shit, this is bad. I'm like, I don't fucking know.
I didn't blow up, so I'm good.
Say, right? Dude. So then, Michael drives around Germany, and then he finds this. He pays a guy in a van money.
They like touch money. It's weird. They each reach out of the window and like high five with it.
I know, it's weird.
Either this is how you convert your currency to East German money, or
well, I tried looking at it and looked like it was like two halves of the same bill that they were putting together. Almost like I thought it was like some kind of a secret code.
It's Linda's contract money.
It's Linda's contract. It's visual proof to show like this is what's she's getting it. This is just
so he shows up to
their protection.
Prison and he goes, Linda, I got the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
But here's the thing, guys. We'll get to it later, but he pays somebody in a van, and it does look like the van from the beginning, by the way.
Yeah.
And the van drives him into some empty warehouse where like he's got his own fucking East German A-team sitting at a table.
Seriously.
This is they're expendable.
It really is. They got all these like rocket launchers sitting on the fucking table and stuff. Like, what the hell's going on?
Stallone, Arnold's there, Dolph Lundgren's there. They're ready to go.
I would have loved it if his whole plan was he just went to the prison and goes, yeah, there's a lady that you locked up here and she just has something I need. And that was it. Like, he doesn't break her out or anything. Oh, Michael, you came to save me. And he's like,
yeah, do you guys have a room where you keep the personal effects?
Oh, Michael, did you bring the ring?
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, do you have my birth certificate? Because I'm going to need that. And he gets it and he just goes, all right, well, I'll see you soon. Bye.
He's just like, throw the switch. They're like, well, she's not even in the chair yet.
So we go back to like, Linda just gets hit. She gets hit with something. I don't know. It's like a piece of plastic or something. But
no, it was one of those metal things they were making. It shot out, hit her in the chest.
Yeah, but does it fucking give her like a gaping chest?
Yeah, it's
wound.
like a gunshot.
I thought she was dead.
Fuck, man. I did too.
Like a hell of a turn in this movie. If our main character gets killed on her own in a freak accident.
I mean, this shit is like, Savini's style. Like, she's fucking got this huge chest wound, and they're like rolling her out in the gurney and everything. I'm like, oh man.
Well, we filled a dummy with dog food, and then we shot it with a shotgun.
So they like bring her to the infirmary and stuff, and like when she's in there, all of a sudden you also see there's this part where Lingerie's sitting on the can eating. Now at first, okay, so she's got like a knife and she's eating something. I thought she was just eating cheese on the can.
I thought that too, and who hasn't done that? But
it's a real King Frat type of scenario.
Oh, yeah, no question. No, I think what I figured out is that she's shaving pieces of soap that she's eating.
Yeah, because she's trying to make herself
so
sick.
She can get into the infirmary.
Yeah, I thought
because I guess. Go ahead, man.
No, I thought like everyone else thought. I thought she was eating butter or some shit. Just like
eating a stick of butter with a knife
for the winter or something.
Because I'm like, if you need to fake sick, you can just throw up. You don't have to eat soap.
Oh, not everyone can just throw up on cue like you, Mike. He's got up here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there are other ways. I thought she was doing some sort of maybe like old Yeller routine, like she's gonna be foaming at the mouth or some shit. Like, oh my god,
that move! Yeah,
she starts biting everybody.
She's doing the scorching.
Now, was this part of a plan that she had? Yeah, because of the stocking thing. Okay. So her plan was counting on a freak accident happening in the wood shop.
Yes, Bobby. I'm so glad you put that clear. This is the most fucking complex goddamn plan I've ever seen to just kill another prisoner. They rigged the machine so it would only injure her and not kill her.
So
I guess so.
Even though she took a fucking metal bar to the chest, they're like, no, because it only injures. Trust us.
We're going to let the machine take her out. She'll die by my pantyhose.
Yeah, and then while she's in the infirmary, I'm gonna wake up and then because I'll be in the bed next to her, and when everybody leaves, because we have no guards in the infirmary, I guess, right? I'll strangle her. And she can't even do that right because she just sits up in the bed and kind of grabs Linda and like puts her in a rest hold, like a wrestling.
Oh, totally. And she starts monologuing. We start getting all of her backstory during the fight scene. And she's like, I've killed 3 people at least. The first one was a stepfather because he ate my pet snake.
Now, here's the thing. I got multiple questions. 1, she said 3 at least.
At least?
Yeah.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Would they one barely live?
Well, she doesn't know if some of them died or not.
I guess not.
Yeah.
And then the other one is she says 3 at least. And then I was really upset that I didn't get the other 2.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I heard the snake story. What about the others? Come on, wait. Why are we cutting?
Old lady into a crosswalk. I think that's what it was.
So then, for a while, Michael just runs around sewers in Vienna.
He's hanging with the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, and we just cut back and forth between Linda and lingerie fighting.
And they start, the Dirty Mike and the boys start infiltrating Castle Wolfenstein.
Seriously, man.
Oh my god,
they're like going in through the freaking sewer basement thing, and they're like in the stock room.
They're picking up med kits and turkey dinners on the ground. And,
yeah,
so
it's looking out of the coordinates in the dark on the map or whatever the fuck that thing was.
And you're getting all turned around. You're like, where's Hitler in this thing?
Is it in this room? Oh shit, it's a dog.
Oh man, if they only had the freaking Wolfenstein dogs.
Yes.
So then lingerie and Linda are fighting, and it ends really anticlimactically as that Linda just hits her in the head with
she shatters a beer bottle over her head out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, that's all they had in the budget to kill someone off with.
Yeah. And I was like, well, that was really kind of a bummer.
It's funny, all the descriptions of this movie talk about this like knockdown, drag out, they live fight. That's the culmination of this movie, and this is nothing.
No, this is like the opening match.
The old curtain
in
jerker.
WWF.
Yeah, this
competition. If that.
Yeah.
This is fucking tough enough. Like season 1.
Oh yeah, it was not good. And so like it just all I mean, seriously guys, the end of this movie, it takes 15 minutes. He just comes in.
And so he gets there and they decide they're going to spring the whole gang because he sees them all there looking sad. And he's like, well, I don't know why you're all in here, but let's go. We'll fill the van. Half of them might be serial killers.
Yeah. Well, you're right. You don't know why some of these ladies are in there.
A guard spots them trying to leave, and but he can't alert anybody because all the phone lines and all the alarm systems have been disabled by the Expendables, by Dirty Mike and the boys.
And so and then that's it. They just break out of the prison and
they just start mowing everybody down. But this is a great moment because when he finally is reunited with Linda, he goes, "Let's go home, baby," and he picks her up Swamp Thing style, and then immediately goes, "Can you walk?" and he puts her right back down.
And Linda's like, "No, my leg's broken. Can you pick me back up?"
And so you think that was an actor choice? She just showed up on set with a fake cast. She's like,
I don't feel like walking today.
Her leg wasn't even broken. She just said it was.
Yeah, they're like, they go, "How'd you hear Linda broke her legs?" She's like, "I don't know. She's not telling anybody." I'm not so sure. So yeah, they get in the car, right? And they're going through the this is like the only part of the movie with real tension. Is they're going through the checkpoint and you're like, oh man, this is the one part I'm like, I legit didn't know if they were going to get through or not. Because they're going through the checkpoint with all their passports and everything, and Linda's all nervous. She's like, are you sure we can make it? And he's like, yeah, you can be fine. Be fine. And then they finally get through. And the movie just ends on a freeze frame of like the gate going up and them driving through, and then cue Tangerine Dream.
And the last thing he says is, "No one's ever taking you away from me again." I'm like, now everyone's creepy.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I would really like it though if they left it rolling and he goes, "Take her away, boys." I got my birth certificate. I'm good.
So much. Well, what happens during all the chaos too is we see Landre one last time running down the hallway in slow motion, and the warden actually shoots her, not realizing it's her.
Oh yeah, that was
so she didn't die to like a bottle over the head. She's all dazed and then gets killed by the warden during the chaos.
Yeah, the problem is that it's so, like I said, there's no fucking lights in this prison. It's so goddamn dark you can barely tell what's going on.
Well, that's why all the guards didn't know who to shoot at. Yeah. Like who was coming around the corner, and they're like, "Oh shit!" and they take cover.
Shooting at each other the whole time.
And everybody's these fucking German shepherds running around and everything.
And the Uber mutant shows up, and he's got a Gatling gun in his chest, and it's just, oh man, I should have grabbed that med kit.
So yeah, but Linda and Michael, they got the red key. They got out of Castle Wolfenstein. They're ready to go, and it just ends. And recommendations, guys?
Man, what do you think?
Mildly above Chained Heat.
I can't believe you put this above Chained Heat.
I do. It's just got better pacing.
I say it's not as classic as Chained Heat because it doesn't have John Vernon as the warden.
You know, I would have loved it if it was the same character, but played by John Vernon.
Oh yeah.
You see, this is the Chained Heat, she was just so insufferable. She wasn't as insufferable in this one. She's got more of the Brenda from Savage Streets in her, in a lot of the scenes. I think that saves it.
That big 10 minutes where she's like a gang leader, which is awesome. Which should have been the whole.
I completely agree.
And that's what saved it for me.
Yeah, like I thought, like when they all started banging their bowls against the table, I was like, this movie's going to end strong. This is going to be bad. No, it's not. Like. Just a bunch of dudes run through, shoot all the guards, and take her out, and the credits roll.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been better if it was like a full-on prison riot, and by the time Michael gets there, Linda's already out of the prison. She's like, "Oh, you're here."
Got blood in her teeth, and she's laughing. You know.
No, she's holding the warden's like severed head by the hair.
Yeah, she's got Lingerie's severed
it's
head
like
with her.
Doomsday. She's drawn on her own face tattoo. Yeah. And she's like, "We're still married."
You want to get married now, Michael? I got the prenup.
So Chris,
she throws him the head and says, "There's the dowry."
So Chris, is it a recommend for you, or
it's a soft recommend. Okay. It's not the best Linda movie. We're getting the bottom of the barrel of Blair Vember films. This is kind of, it's one that kind of buoys to the top once now and then, but it's not one I'd say it's in the top Linda movies at all.
I don't think it's top.
I'd put it above Moving Target, but below The Chilling.
Above Moving Target?
I don't know. It's tough. I mean, I found that this movie had a lot of potential, but then kept going for just the same old shit we've seen in other movies, and it just didn't. It didn't try hard enough for me. Like there were so many opportunities to zig, and they chose to zag.
No, yeah. I agree. Totally agree.
I think it's
wasted opportunity.
As far as like women in prison movies, I'm not the biggest fan of them. So it's like, if you like them, you'll probably like this one because it's just like any other women in prison movie. Like you're saying, Bobby, it's all the same.
Basically, yeah. And I love prison movies, not women in prison movies. That's kind of a different genre. But there's just so much they could have explored here, and they just didn't. And so I can only, at most, give it a flaccid recommend.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that. It's a real hard.
If you're a Linda Blair completionist, of course, watch this. But otherwise, there's better ones out there.
As far as Linda movies, though, it's really weird because I hear what Man's saying is that, like, oh man, it's hard to say, but as a Linda movie, it's kind of a recommend.
Because it's a real different criteria for movies when Linda's in it.
Yeah. Do you guys hear that sound?
I think so.
Yeah.
How do you think Bobby and DeVito would fit in the world of this movie? I know I have mine, and I'm hoping none of you steal it, but go ahead.
I think
somebody go first.
Well, I think during the breakout scene, Bobby and DeVito, they see what they know what's going to happen because they were almost recruited to be part of the mercenaries. And like, no, Bobby, we're going to hang back. We're going to get the score for ourselves. We're not going to lift a finger. Let them do the dirty work. And so they follow closely behind. And then Bobby steals the uniform of the warden and pretends to be the warden and makes out with before she gets shot. And that's when the other woman comes to and shoots her.
Oh.
So Bobby's just dressing up as the warden.
Bobby,
I envision a scene, Bobby and DeVito dressed in wigs and dresses, bosom buddies style, sitting in the interrogation room, confessing to whatever you got. Yeah, we did it.
Whatever you say.
Yeah, we totally did it.
We're also women.
We're women who did it.
Yeah.
And then they go,
women who did it. And you just hear Bobby go,
damn it, Bobby, play it cool. We're so close.
I know, but the fucking interrogators go, oh yeah, scissor each other.
Okay. No, Bobby, whatever we gotta do, we gotta get in there.
So what you're telling me is that larger lady who was serving soup,
I think it was
DeVito. He's the one who said no soup for you, Linda. Okay, I seriously think, obviously it was the van, right? That's definitely East German Bobby
definitely.
and DeVito, okay? And the thing is that you saw that transaction of money, but you didn't see what else was handed off, was that Michael also had a hand of a joint. And they smuggled in the joint, and Bobby's like, all right, they got this stuff. But I feel like Bobby and DeVito are very, very well versed in breaking those women out of prison. And I think that when Michael was breaking the rest of them out, he was like, now make sure you get more than your fiance out. We want the whole gang. And I feel like once those ladies got brought out, they're like, here's your ride. We're going to get your ride across the border. And then they all get into that van. And then they pull up to a new prison. And it just looks suspiciously like a pizza parlor in Malibu. And they go, here's your new home, ladies.
And they have them hairnets.
Yeah, and then also, well, actually, it looks suspiciously like the pizza parlor and the car wash. And DeVito's like, you also got to work here, too. So it's a way for them to get prison labor and girlfriends.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll start working out at the drive-in and we'll see how it goes from there, right? And then I feel like one of them gives DeVito some beer laced with castor oil at some point.
Oh, naturally. Yeah. Naturally.
So hopefully everybody enjoyed our new episode here. We don't have Grindbin Studios anymore, guys, so we're doing this remote recording. I hope it didn't make a difference in the...
Yeah, Man is actually recording from a German prison.
Yeah. How's it going, man? Did you get fed today?
Shh. Don't hear you.
Did you pull your Oliver Twist and go, can I have some more?
Yeah, they didn't
just
think
like
it
the
was funny.
show.
That would have been really good if Linda did that. She's like, didn't you know that from Oliver Twist?
Did he get to ladle across the face?
Just like Twisted, right? Wasn't there that part where he got a ladle across the face?
I think it's pretty fascinating that it went from Mr. Crown calling us from undisclosed locations to all of us having to record from undisclosed locations.
Yeah.
Isn't that the
Now we're
nature
all
of the
on the
bid, though?
lam.
I mean, that's the life. When Mr. Crown pulls the strings, that's what you sign up for.
Yep. And now we're all international men of mystery.
That's true. So I'm hoping, though, that this does not, the quality of the shows does not suffer. So audience, please let us know that you enjoyed this. And it's going to probably take us a few times just to get fully into that Grindbin groove. But I'm hoping this one was okay. And we will still have ones where we're all in the same room at some points. We're definitely going to get together and do it. But we just lost our weekday recording studio.
But you know what? We figured it out. And we're making it happen.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you guys got anything to plug, or we're
well, you know, like us on Facebook, hate us on Twitter, be indifferent on Instagram, check out our website and our Patreon for some bonus content. This is a big month for bonus content, right, Mike?
That's right. Everybody that's $4 or above is getting quite the care package for a Blair member. So it's going to be a fun one. And we're going to have a bunch of bonus episodes for this month with Linda Blair themes, of course. And Bobby, I think you've dug up an episode of Linda Blair where she was actually in Married with Children.
Yeah, I mean, what better than having a Fox as fuck Blair Vember mini? I found there's an episode of Married with Children with Linda in it.
Yes, and I actually found some other TV shows with Linda in it. So I feel like we're going to have plenty of stuff.
And then we got some great stuff coming up in December we're already talking about. I'm not going to spoil your Christmas presents, listeners, but may have a couple guests here and there. Definitely some fun episodes. A lot of stuff to look forward to.
And if you at this point, last year we did have a bonus full episode on the Patreon. We're definitely going to have another one
Absolutely.
This year, right, guys?
Yeah, because it is the spirit of giving here at the end of the year. But anything else to plug, fellas? Before we have to get back to ourselves?
Yeah, bend over, Mike.
Why is that phone ringing again?
I thought we were out.
Oh, really? God damn it.
Hello, boys. It's me and Deezen. Back again, Deezen. Hey, this thing still works. And we also brought along Woody. Oh, boy. Where am I? I just woke up.
All right, so what do you guys want to say? What is it? Why are you calling us here?
I don't know. You kind of came up with this bit on the fly, Mike, and now you had me calling the show and you have nothing for me to do.
Mr. C, I think Mike's written himself into a corner.
Deezen, you got anything? Where's the fucking woman with my Instagram account? I'm watching you. Fuck, I need to get you. Woody, are you still at the camp? Oh, God, I haven't shit in a week. It hurts.
Yeah. All right, Bobby, start the van. Jesus.
Hey, Bobby, I got the money.
Dad, I made the tea! But you're a hooker.
Get that goddamn thing out of your mouth.
I didn't say it, knocker. I don't know.
Spooky got no real rhythm.
It's